Happy Backlash, Gabe.
Happy Backlash, Sage.
Oh man, what a complete 180 from
Yeah.
SummerSlam. Whereas SummerSlam was like a roller coaster of emotions from like peaks and valleys to a lot of valleys to confusing routes to places
Say that again.
unknown. Places unknown. This was like a small this is like a small low stakes but still highly entertaining pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All when everything is said and done. I can't really point to one moment in the match. In the event that.
That was weak. It was all pretty.
Well, there are some weak spots, but I think we'll get to that. But like the weak spots were just like, well, what could WWE really do? And the
Well,
rest.
there was nothing that was disappointing.
No, 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 no. There was nothing that was disappointing, and there was nothing that was that felt like it was, like leaving the audience going, oh, what is it? What?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, it almost felt kind of safe. If there's anything bad that you could say about it.
Yeah, I would say that well, in some instances, if they played it safe, there would have been some, changes.
But this is comparing to
like the
more recent
yeah,
past events. This was safe in comparison.
mm,
I think that it really was, pretty standard proto booking.
yeah. I mean,
Like it makes sense.
every decision that WWE made, I think was for the better.
Yeah.
I mean, personally speaking,
Well, I mean, it's
but being the mark, like being a smart that I am, I would have, everyone's gonna have their druthers, whether they want this match to end this way and so on and so forth. But in the long term, I think this is planting a lot of seeds,
Yeah.
a lot of seeds, and I can't wait to see what happens.
sprouts, but
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, we predicted a lot of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, the outcome of the last events were exactly as we predicted. So, that's not always bad. In fact, a lot of times that can be good.
Yeah, I mean, whereas SummerSlam was unpredictable as fuck, this was, pretty safe and predictable, but in the best way possible, I suppose, because it's everything that WWE did made sense.
Yeah.
Everything, considering circumstances. Outside of one or two matches, every decision that was made for the better. But again, when those one or two instances, we'll get to those. But right now, time to continue our tradition.
Yes.
You first or me?
Oh, I'll know when it's time for me to go second. I'll know.
All right. Not today, though?
It's not going to be today.
All right, all right. I'm waiting for this.
This big bag.
This big bag with something incredibly light in it. All right, what do we... You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Is this what it... Is anybody dead photo? Oh, okay.
Did
Okay.
you think I was
All right.
getting something similar to the last?
No, what I was thinking was you were getting me something similar to what I was getting you, but but no, it's
No.
not. It's not. But what it is
I hope not.
is a photo file of Curtis Axel. Oh, I can't believe he's still around.
Slowly, we're getting you each of these social outcast members, former
Ugh.
members.
I forgot. Did Curtis Axel go to Raw or? Because I think he went to Raw.
Did he say that Bo and him went to Raw, or Bo went to SmackDown?
No, Bo was in Raw.
Oh wait, is Bo even still? He is. Apparently, he got drafted. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't get to see the full draft. I only got to see the Hulu edit.
Yeah, but Bo did get drafted. In fact, his last appearance, weirdly enough, following an instance of him being arrested and kicked off a plane for drunken, disorderly conduct, he returns to the WWE. What do? They put him in a squash match where he squashes a jobber.
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like apparently in order to get pushed in the WWE, you got to get drunk on a plane and
Was
sing...
this the non-Hulu version again?
Entirely...
Frickin' Hulu! God dang it!
Yeah, but...
They're supposed to be cutting out. So I get my wrestling through Hulu. I mean, because I do watch a lot of the episodes, which means that getting the fat cut off is probably a good idea. But it does mean that I miss out on some good stuff.
But
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel. Oh. Hey! Hey!
Come on, do it. Do it with me.
Hey! I don't know how that man does it and looks himself in the mirror every morning. But no, I will admit I was not expecting a glossy 8x10 photo of the one, the only, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig's son, Curtis Axel. Oh.
Happy Backlash.
Backlash. I mean, this does. I was surprised by your. I never would have thought to get like an 8x10 glossy of a lame wrestler for you, but I did find something better.
You already got me a fucking life-size cutout. That thing is still hips high, staring me in the face every time I wake up. God damn it! I really need to fold that thing out so it makes more sense to people.
Or just have Zack Ryder's torso just popping out of your floor. Help me! Or maybe it's like a Home Alone situation where you put him against a train and then you're trying to fool people that you actually have people over at your house. I'm gonna slap you. Slap you silly! But no, here, I didn't have time to wrap yours, but here it is. I think you'll find that I'm pursuing a theme. In the proud tradition.
Oh, not another air freshener.
No, in the proud tradition.
My room smells like diesel, I guess. I guess that's what he smells like. It's not bad. It's not like sweat.
But in the proud tradition of Ultimate Warrior writing his own comic book, I present to you Kevin Nash comic books.
Kevin Nash again?
Kevin Nash?
Why? What is it with Kevin Nash? I never said that I loved or hated him. I have completely apathy towards Kevin Nash.
Well, after these, you'll fucking hate him.
Why Kevin Nash? What got into you to get Kevin Nash?
Because his reputation precedes him, and every person who knows thing one about Kevin Nash knows that if there is a man who has a more undeserved ego outside of CM Punk, by the way, catch UFC 203. But if there isn't,
I haven't seen it. I've only heard.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but all I need to know is that he tapped within the first round. Beautiful ending.
2 minutes.
Something. 2 minutes something rather. Yep.
2 minutes and change. I don't know.
Yep. But yes,
and apparently he had positive odds.
Yep.
By the hundreds.
Yeah,
Who the fuck was that? Who did that? Anyway, so Kevin fucking Nash Comics.
Kevin Nash Comics. He actually wrote the stories in these comics.
Oh, well that actually that could be pretty good.
I mean, I've read them.
Wow.
I've read them for you, and
wow.
If you thought he was on an ego trip in WCW, oh boy, wait until you read these.
Look. How much Kevin Nash am I going to be getting, though?
I don't know. How many more lame Kevin Nash paraphernalia can I gather?
Okay, so I don't think we properly... Can you hold my soda?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Okay, so there's the first one. And I love the face on this one. Wow.
Yeah, let's get a...
Look at that shitty face. Let it adjust.
Let it focus. Focus, you piece of shit. There we are.
Look at that. The rest of it's not badly drawn, but that face is just... Ugh.
So I'm gonna briefly recap to you the plot.
Yeah.
It's the post-apocalypse, and Kevin Nash is the savior of the wasteland, and everybody loves and fears and respects him. Even the main villain's daughter once dated Kevin Nash, and even though she's trying to be loyal to her father, even though she's loyal to her
Nash is just too much.
She needs that Nash cock.
Oh my god.
Oh, and this one comes with a certificate of authenticity. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Saying that this is indeed not just any bootlegged copy of the #1 issue of Kevin Nash. I mean, it's not as batshit crazy as the Ultimate Warrior comics, but this is a level of batshit of narcissism that I have yet seen Like the guy who I bought this from.
And EXT Entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who I bought this from sent me an email saying like, the cover that was in the photo is not the one on the comic book I'm going to send you. Is that all right? No problem, dude. I'm sure he'll live. I'm sure the guy who I'm going to give this to will live. And he said, "Oh, thanks, dude. I'm going to include an Undertaker comic because I'm a wrestling mark and I'm so excited."
Oh, great. So, I mean, that didn't make it to the gift.
Oh, no, I'm keeping the Undertaker comic. Oh, it includes Mankind, too. So it's in the entire Ministry of Darkness. We got Midian.
Great. You even got Midian.
Yeah, man.
Great.
I love how I talk about the Ministry of Darkness, and the first guy I go to is fucking Midian. Not Farouk.
Go to Midian because it's like, isn't that the only thing he ever did? Was the Ministry of Darkness?
Well, that and then he turned into Naked Midian for.
Oh, right, for the jobs. Was that the jobs?
It might have been for some. Like he had literally nothing to do, so he just.
Yeah, it's just Kevin.
It's like it is my personal duty to make you despise the name Kevin Nash.
Oh yeah, you're getting there. What the? No, sorry. You gotten there. I completely despise him. Worst person ever. We can move on.
Your reverse psychology tricks will not work on me.
Hey, did you see any dog tags, plastic dog tags in that gift? Yeah. Remember that.
So all I'm going to say here is that by the next time we come back here for wrestling, I expect a full book report on these two issues.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like how'd you feel about Kevin Nash saving the goddamn day and looking good while doing it?
I think that I could just make shit up to say how I felt about it because I don't think that the plot's going to be that abstract.
Or even there.
No, it's not going to be abstract like the Ultimate Warrior was.
No.
Just kind of
surreal,
saying shit out in the middle of space and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not going to be like that, is it? It's going to actually have some semblance of plot. What the fuck is he holding there? It's not a gun. What is it?
I don't know. It doesn't really come into the comic, I don't think.
That's not a gun.
It looks like Thor's hammer.
But it's
Mjolnir. It looks kind of like Mjolnir, but
it's got like 2 sticks on it, and what the frick is that? Okay, we'll find out.
Well,
it doesn't even show up in the comic.
Like I don't remember that showing up in the comic, so there you go.
Whatever.
Oh.
Or it's kind of like that the tremor maker for Dune.
Oh. I wouldn't be
the sound wave thing, whatever.
Like if that comic series had lasted more than 2 issues, I'm pretty sure he would have ripped off Dune.
Oh, is this all of it?
That's all of it.
Well, at least I have a full collection then. That's something. That's something. Okay. Well, thank you, Ben.
Friends don't let friends watch Kevin Nash wrestle.
He does a good powerbomb, I guess.
He's got 6 moves.
That's more than Baron Corbin. Oh, did I just spoil it? Whoever thought?
Well, listen, I was on the Baron Corbin is overrated train before anyone else.
You were before I was. I just kept hoping that the reason he didn't have very many moves is because the matches were so short.
Anyway, well, let's start off with the kickoff show, which surprisingly had very little embarrassment outside of some usual flustered bits from Renee Young, who I feel absorbed Booker T's
awkwardness and
because she felt she was totally
incoherency.
Yeah, she was totally off her game, and Booker T was actually coherent.
Well, that's to say that she was off her game from how good she and on point she normally is. Nowhere near Booker T actual levels. But the reason we think that is because Booker T was like pretty on point.
Yeah, like Booker T actually had points to make and
I could understand his sentences. They were sentences, grammatically correct and everything.
And he could articulate them in a way that is reasonable and can be divined by human ears.
I was like I was trying to follow his gaze. Like, was he reading something? Because it didn't seem like it. He was doing really good.
Yeah, and then he went into his shucky ducky quack quack. It's like, oh, we're back. This is real life. This is real life. But some particular instances of memorable bits. Excuse me. Jerry Lawler. where the fuck have you been? That you came back and you were spitting hot fire.
Where's your game been?
I know.
Because he was batting 1,000.
Like he was the sickest burn of the night. Like in your words, not mine. In your words, you described it as a Yoshimitsu technique in which he would stab himself to get the other guy.
Yeah. He impaled himself with his own words just to get to the guy behind him, and it was so expertly delivered. It was who was it about? It was
Dolph
about
Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. That's why I loved it so much. But it was about Dolph Ziggler losing all the time, and the fact that he himself beat Dolph Ziggler
on the day of his
heart. Was it his cardiac arrest?
Yeah, like his.
So he said, "I beat Dolph Ziggler when I had one foot in the grave."
It's like Lawler. Sickest of burns. Woo. Ziggler, why the... At this point, you're just gunning for Heath Slater's hangdog loser title.
Man.
Especially after tonight.
Like they literally said tonight was his final attempt, so I guess that means that he still has a final attempt.
Final attempt, too.
Yeah.
And don't forget the one after that one, as well. And the one after that.
Yeah. And finally...
Oh, Ziggy Poo. You champ.
Yeah.
Not actual champ, but... Not actual champ, but champ in the terms of... If there's any one person who is more of a Charlie Brown than Heath Slater, it's Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
And after tonight, I think it's fair to say that title's been usurped.
Yeah. And, oh my fucking god, it's like... Dolph Ziggler. They taunted us again with the KFC commercial.
Ugh. And everyone...
Promo commercial, whatever.
Yeah, where he beats up on Miz
but
as a
he
chicken.
didn't stick with it, obviously.
Obviously not. Because it's too good for him.
It's too good. He'd win if he was Colonel Ziggler. Sweet Colonel music.
Mm-hmm. Colonel... Yeah. Oh, that Colonel Ziggler, his moves are extra crispy.
Yes. Yes, it's the most original gimmick he's ever had.
In fact, if I was a betting man, I would double down on his winning.
Oh, dear God.
Biscuits and gravy.
He's really famous bowl. Just the KFC things.
KFC honey barbecue sliders.
Yeah.
Let's work that into a pun. But
really good honey barbecue slide off the.
I'll slide off the top rope.
There's infinite freaking possibilities for that character.
I mean, like if he was an actually sponsored wrestler of KFC.
No, I'm thinking that'd be great. Like KFC could pay money to influence the booking so he can finally win. They endorse him, and he could,
There's every time he does a chop, the announcer's like, he's chopping him up for his coleslaw. Get on it, WWE and KFC.
And would he be heel?
Let's
That was terrible.
Yeah, it was completely terrible. Let's move on to the surreal interview that with Rhino and Heath Slater, where it worked kind of like a Christopher Guest mockumentary rather. Like there was this back and forth between Rhino and Heath, and it felt like they weren't on the same page, but intentionally so, and intentionally awkward. Like Rhino just kept bringing up no more community pools, and I'll have the pool, and Heath's trying to drag him into the
Oh, that was weird.
Yep.
At first, I really wasn't sure if they. It's another one of those is it a work or a shoot things.
Yeah.
And it turned as they progressed. I thought, we realized that it was.
Oh, it's a work.
Yeah.
A complete work. And then I remember Christopher Guest's Best in Show, and hearing all those awkward interviews we're producing The Bitch, the first lesbian purebred dog owner for magazine for lesbian purebred dog owners.
It was just we didn't expect that.
No.
From WWE, considering their type of humor is usually not that
let's
subtle.
Let's charitably describe it as broad, very broad visual.
Yeah.
Dumb humor, but
But yeah, it
But-
was weird at first. I was like, is Rhino high?
Yeah, like,
Because he's just sitting there, no real emotion on his face,
it's like, yeah,
and barely able to answer questions, just kind of quietly, like, yeah, you know. And then we could also, work on your pool, and he would kind of say the same thing again twice, and it was just like
like
retreading on.
like I said, he was like a tranked water buffalo, or like a
Tranked
tranked
rhino.
rhino. I don't know. Like I wrote water buffalo because that to me sounds more appropriate than a rhino, especially in this stage of his career.
Yeah. Oh dear Lord, water buffaloes.
Like I mean, he can still go in the ring somewhat. He's he was never the most technically proficient wrestler in
And
the world.
apparently he's running for the mayor
Like he's running for some political
for some
office. Along with
something.
Kane.
In the Republican Party. No comments.
No comments on-
No, we don't get political, and WWE certainly doesn't get political at all.
Outside of the time when, what was it, like 2008 when they had some guy dressed up like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton have a match?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
I was not watching, but I recall the event. Luckily, never had to see that.
Just, luckily, we dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
Last but not least, right before we head to the match on the kickoff show, Alexa Bliss decided that for today, and hopefully today only, she was going to dress up like a bad Harley Quinn cosplayer. That is to say, a Harley Quinn cosplayer. I know
It's true. I can't argue that.
I mean, like considering that she's basically the manic I don't want to say baby doll, but it's like that manic pixie villain.
Well, you have to remember that she started as a face, where she was actually, quite literally Tinkerbell.
Yeah, and then trying to.
She would wear all blue, little tutu, and she would blow fairy dust at her entrance, and it was shit.
Mm-hmm.
At least compared to what she does now, which is fucking awesome.
She's basically taken the Darth Emma approach.
Yeah, and she's great. She is pure concentrated venom, like just this small statured person who just has to make up for that constantly by just taking it out on everyone, and it's really, really cool. She is extremely skilled in the ring. Like, insult to injury is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is such a difficult move to pull off.
Yeah, and like she's like a more technically proficient Rowdy Piper, because Piper was a heel for pretty much all of his career, but he wasn't the biggest guy. But he was just always in your face, and he was always just pressing and just working that match and just using every advantage that he had possible.
That is her, not in the same exact sense as him, but that's her.
But that same spirit. That's in spirit. It's a Rowdy Piper spirit, and I hope and that spirit lives on to some degree in AJ Styles, and it's paying out in dividends as far as I'm concerned for him. But the first,
oh man, I really do see a semblance there. That's.
Yeah, it's like never letting up, just punishment after punishment, never resting.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
but more on Alexa Bliss.
Well, we're going to get to Alexa Bliss after we talk about the first match on the card on the pre-show, which was on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Which I was expecting to be a shit show because it's Baron Corbin, but with Apollo Crews kind of holding him through the match in a certain sense.
Yeah.
Because I give Apollo Crews all the credit in the world for bringing out something interesting in Baron Corbin, which I didn't think was possible.
Oh, I always felt like it was possible to bring it out in him. I just felt like they just plain weren't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at his sidewalk slam. It is really good.
Yeah,
it's the best sidewalk slam I've ever fucking seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying a lot. There's been some good ones.
One move does not a wrestler make, though. So
well, no, but I mean, End of Days is nothing amazing. It really, I mean, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. But it's not bad move.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly has the ability, I think.
Yeah, like he has the ability, but
I doubt that he just does the sidewalk slam constantly every single day. Practices the sidewalk slam, like when he wakes up, he does the sidewalk slam. Goes to bed, sidewalk slam. I think that there's a reason, other than that's the only move he can do.
Well, I mean, I give Corbin the credit of like he's wrestling as a heel. Like, he takes the notion of wrestling like a heel to its most logical extreme.
Yeah, throwing punches, blah, fucking blah. Yeah.
Throwing punches, rest holds, like you're getting the heat that you need, but you're not living up to
Your potential.
You're not living up to your potential.
Your actual in-ring potential, which is sad to see in a lot of people's cases, and later on we'll get on that a little bit. But in his case, I don't know. I mean, even for a heel, he has a limited moveset. I think we saw him do a what was that sweep again?
It was like a baseball slide, right?
No, this is the one where he does the leg sweep kind of thing, but it
was like a Russian leg drop.
It wasn't a Russian leg sweep; it was something else. But he incorporated a new move into his repertoire. But it wasn't like a great move or anything. But it was a move. It was a grappling move, and that was nice to see. It means that maybe.
And maybe finally he can be in enough matches where he can, branch out.
Yeah, finally graduate to Kevin Nash level of moves.
Say what you will about Kevin Nash. At least he had 6 moves. But I agree. But let's not neglect Apollo Crews in here. By the way, Baron Corbin won because, of course, he did.
Yeah.
But Apollo Crews was at least inventive enough to know that if I'm going to have a match with a guy who just throws punches, he has punch matches. More so than Kane, more so than Undertaker, more so than them. He is a man who puts on punch matches, and he decides, okay, then if he's just going to throw a punch, let's put ourselves in a spot where that can look devastating. Like, he interrupts it. Like, there was a spot where he was over the he was over the rope.
He's hanging over the ropes, or he's struggling to get back in.
Struggling to back up. Like, he was about to bring himself over the ropes, and Corbin catches him right as he gets on the apex.
But it was in midair. I think he was doing that thing where you kind of use the momentum, jump off the rope to get in.
Yeah,
and right as he gets up there, Baron Corbin just freaking throws the most haymaker potato sack punch at him. Just blasts him off.
And he goes down like a ton of bricks right off the apron.
Yeah, great job in selling. Like, this definitely proves that Apollo Crews. I have to stop myself sometimes. This definitely proves that Apollo Crews can not just deliver, he can also sell very well.
Oh yeah, there was no doubt in my mind the legitimacy of Apollo Crews as an athlete, as a performer, and as somebody with enough ring awareness to be inventive with spots and work with somebody who is very limited in their tool set. If only we can get a better personality on the guy.
They actually allude to that in this.
Yeah, like they're trying to poke fun at. Well, not really make light of it, but like
Daniel Bryan takes him aside and is like, you got great potential, you're really good in the ring and everything, but, and there's always a but with him, isn't there? You could really loosen up.
Maybe, smile.
I think he said maybe smile. The thing is, though, he smiles a lot.
He smiles a lot. But
that didn't make any sense to me at all.
But
that's Bobby Lashley advice.
And it's really tough not to notice this, but there have been a multitude of great black wrestlers with no personality. I mean, great bodies, great expertise.
What the hell is with that?
Yeah, let's see. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Ezekiel Jackson, Titus O'Neil. O'Neil has been getting some traction as a heel lately, but that was his big problem. And Apollo Crews is right at the heels, about to join them. So he needs to right that ship and needs a reboot as far as what he is as a character. Rather than just I'm the guy who's good at wrestling.
Don't let your muscles define you.
No, I mean you
define your muscles.
Yeah,
but don't.
Yeah, but he has such a kind face. He has such such a beaming smile that
he does.
So he is just like, if he was a heel, there's just no way you'd be able to buy it. And he's so good in the match that you don't want him to wrestle as a heel anyway. Yeah. So we need to find an interesting angle for him to be a good babyface champion. I feel he has championship material written all over him. He looks good.
Oh, definitely. There is no doubt about it. In fact, a lot of times, almost every time he's in a match, it's like, well, how in the hell is he not going to win in this match? Look at the guy and watch him move. Like, seriously, how am I supposed to... It's really stretching it for me to believe that anybody's going to win over him. Like, and that's also a part of the problem, is with these really, really freaking awesome guys who are muscular and athletic. It's like, well, whenever they lose, like, especially when he lost to Chris Jericho, and I keep bringing that up, I will keep bringing it up, that Chris Jericho ended his winning streak and they didn't even fucking mention it. That was so stupid and unfair to him. But how does he lose? It's like really stretching it. It's just like Rey Mysterio, beating like Ryback and shit like that. It's like, how does anybody beat a guy who is that athletic?
You mean no, you mean Kalisto?
Oh, sorry, Kalisto.
Yeah, like, because Rey Mysterio...
that was really, really mean. That was that was unfair to Kalisto in a huge way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kalisto. You are way better than Rey Mysterio. Just because you are luchador and you are small does not mean that I should compare you to him.
Because you have a more wide variety of moves.
There are great luchadors and there are terrible luchadors. And you're great.
Just wish you were a little bit more... interesting, I suppose. Well, then that's the luchador problem, because your face is always...
Well, the thing is, that's why you get the identities messed up, is because if you've never seen a person's face, we are human beings. Human beings use faces to recognize. You need the facial recognition to differentiate. That's how we do it. We don't look at somebody's arm and compare arms to other guys' arms. Unless you're talking about, like, Papa Steiner. Then you can do that. But in this case, yeah, you gotta see faces. That's why I always have trouble with luchadors.
Yeah, like, because of the luchador, like, the face is the gimmick. Like, the mask, rather, is the gimmick.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really beyond that. So...
It's hard to have personality show through when there's no way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, Kalisto, like, if he wasn't, if it wasn't for the fact that he kept getting booked in, God, we are going way off track here, but if it wasn't for the fact that he kept getting booked in these Giant Slayer matches with your guy, Ryback, who's trying to take the Jim Cornette career path of just burning every bridge he came across.
Without having the social skills of Jim
or
Cornette.
The talking ability, or the anything else of Jim Cornette, but interesting spot he's in. But it'll be come back to that 2 or 3 years later. Let's see how his tune has changed. But everything else about the match, there was some nice bits with Apollo Crews just turning a punch match into a kick match. Which
yes, so to counter the punches, he decides, I'll just do kicks.
Just yeah, it sounds simple enough. And from that into a great, nice moonsault, like a standing moonsault.
He always aces the standing moonsault. But you know who does it better than him?
Who?
Alexa Bliss.
I can't argue with that. I can't. And last, but certainly not least, like, I will give Corbin credit for like catching, like, this is where he was able to, counter into End of Days, where he got Apollo Crews on the knee drop. Well, it wasn't a knee drop. It was like it was sort of like a GTS off the ropes, a modified GTS in that, like,
you must have loved it then.
Oh yeah. But at least this looked more realistic. It looked like, all right, that guy's face hurt way more than your knee after that one.
Oh yeah, we were just saying it would be so funny if CM Punk lost by doing a go to sleep to his opponent and then breaking his knee in the match. That would have been beautiful.
Weirdly enough, a guy on Twitter linked me a time in, what was it, MMA or some kind of mixed martial art tournament where a guy won by using the giant swing.
Really?
Yes, like he got him in, like he got him in the leg lock, and then he realized, wait, I could do this, and then like he just stood up and just quickly spin him around, and then put him and then, like, got an ankle lock on him, and then got the tap.
It wasn't a full swing.
Oh yeah, like he
actually did that. For theatrics.
I suppose that's all he could really realistically do.
Being the guy having that done to you must have felt really humiliating.
Oh, I can't even imagine. We begin the show proper with the six-pack challenge to decide the first SmackDown Women's Champion between Becky Lynch, Natalya, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Nikki Bella. And for a six-pack challenge, this is thankfully running on elimination rules, where somebody who gets the first pin, that's not the, they're won.
It's not. which always bothered me, because it really didn't say that person was the best. It just meant they were the best in that kind of environment. or that they got lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of shitty.
But with
stipulations.
elimination rules, it's all right. All right. So this allows a little bit more leniency. Obviously, a lot of wrestlers are going to be outside the apron, just kind of like nursing a head wound that doesn't exist, to try to buy time to let to let each individual woman shine. And as far as that match type is concerned, I think this is the best example that the women's division, regardless of Raw, SmackDown, has seen. Like how when you hear the term six-pack woman challenge, your spine does a little because we're still in that mindset of like 2012 for the last couple of years
Diva matches were
where we need to get all the women in one match
because we don't want to have to take up time with more matches and more
yeah, so like, let's give them their token match and then they're off. Like in WrestleMania 30 when AJ Lee defended her Divas title match with a battle royale.
Fucking god.
So, but with that kind of stipulation, but with that added dimension of the elimination rules, then all of a sudden, okay, all right.
It means you're eventually, you're going to
see actual wrestling.
You're gonna,
So, but unfortunately for Gabe, his two women were the first ones to be eliminated. In fact, one of his favorites eliminated the other in spectacular fashion, though.
That's true.
Spectacular. Like Naomi and eliminated Alexa
Bliss by doing a super
it was
neck breaker.
It was a neck breaker power bomb.
Oh yeah, super neck breaker power bomb. Mm-hmm. Whoa! Like how many times do you ever hear that?
Yeah, like there was a lot of great spots on this, including anyone who says that Naomi isn't underrated has never seen Naomi actually given the chance to wrestle, because she is capable of doing so much more than she is allowed to do. Like,
thank you.
Yeah,
I've been saying.
Yeah, like she can, like that spot where she got out of a hold by literally matrixing herself underneath her opponent to get out.
I think they called it, was a matrix escape?
I that's what I called it.
It's so cool, yeah.
Yeah, like she like limbos underneath the other body to contort herself back into position.
And then she has one of the best entrances right now. The glow is really, really cool. It's new. It's different. I've never seen that before. Mm-hmm. And she's got amazing, she's got great moves, great dance moves.
She's athletic. She is great in the ring. Needs to work on her mic skills. Maybe like if she could cut a better promo, she'd get a stronger push.
Yeah.
Or at least a better angle in future wrestling events.
But yeah, she's freaking awesome. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah, like Naomi and Alexa Bliss just like dominated the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
Just like because they knew that they were going to be the first two to get eliminated, so they got to get like their shit in, and it was good looking shit with that insult to injury that she gave to I believe it was it Nikki Bella?
Was it Natalia?
Or... Oh, no, it was Natalia. Natalia, that was like you weren't kidding about that finishing move. That is one of the most brutal finishers I have ever seen, and I am including the coup de grace. Like one can't think that a big 200+ pound man from the top ropes, does a stomp on your chest, double stomp on your chest, and you don't think But then you see Alexa Bliss basically do running knees right to your abdomen twice.
Yeah, the initial one is just a simple double knee drop to the chest or abdomen, and then she goes around and does a frickin' moonsault into a double knee drop. The first one, it looks bad. It looks gnarly enough. The second part is so hard to orchestrate because you don't really see what you're doing back there. It's hard to know. It's hard to mark it so that you don't like either completely miss the shot, or just wreck your opponent for reals. Like it is.
Credit to Alexa Bliss for having the agility and the coordination to pull it off,
and the awareness.
Credit to Natalia for taking it.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, talk about consummate professional for Natalia.
I mean, when you're laying there and you have to brace for that. You know how hard it must be to not flinch. Fucking god.
That is, But we'll talk about We'll talk about some of flinches later. But it felt like every woman in this match got her chance to shine, except for Carmella. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But including Natalia, who I felt like WWE was kind of forgetting. And for a hard worker like her, that's such a sad, sad fate.
Yeah.
But she's just not working as a heel.
No.
She's just not at all. But like I was reminded of her greatness when they were setting up for a superplex, But then comes Natalia to turn it into a superplex power bomb, which takes out like 2 people. And I'm thinking, what other woman besides like China did a power bomb?
Yeah.
Well, there was
Sable Bomb.
there was Sable Bomb. Well, she gave Mark Miro a Sable Bomb, and that pretty much ended him.
I mean, it's like, yeah, which other woman ever did that? Yeah, Sable sure as hell did it.
Sure as hell did it. Didn't make it look good, but she
did.
She did it. But like, all right, like a super bomb, like a
super bomb,
like a superplex power bomb. Like I
can't. I mean, it's just not a move you see very often in general.
Yeah.
I mean, super moves are, meant to be
like
only so many per match, if any.
Yeah. And the women got to do and credit to the rest of the event. Like that spot was never tried to repeat. That was never repeated all throughout the event. And god damn it, that was so good to see because Natalia kind of needs it. She really, really needs it. But unfortunately, if there was a weak link in the 6 women match, it was goddamn Carmella. Now, Carmella has a limited moveset, obnoxious personality, which, is okay because she's a heel.
She's a heel.
But there's something...
Well, at least she is now. When she wasn't, this all was just really hard to take.
But now she's a heel, so at least that's better.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, she still has a lot to learn. Like, Carmella, if you're meant to kick out, don't tip your hand by putting your hand on your opponent's head, just waiting for the 2 count to then push her off yourself. There's such thing as drama, and when the camera can clearly see you, like, okay, that kind of...
Yeah, it ruins the illusion.
Yeah, and that kind of... and that unfortunately led to the other unfortunate incident in the match when there was a botch spot on the ropes with your woman, and soon to be my woman, even after all of this, Naomi.
Yeah.
Where it looked like Natalia was supposed to be thrown over the ropes by
a leg scissor to a Hurricane Rana. Well, not Hurricane Rana, but just a leg scissor toss over the rope, and it didn't work out. And and poor Naomi just ended up kind of dangling there, kind of like Adam Rose when he was doing the Rose Bush. Just kind of like, I'm supposed to be throwing somebody right now. Where the hell is it? And I can't tell. It was Natalia, right? Or no, Carmella. I forgot.
It was Natalia.
Yeah, Natalia. And it's I don't know whose fault it was. I don't know. I don't know if it was because she wasn't in the spot, or if Naomi just wasn't able to get the legs up in time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was kind of on. I think the onus was on both of them.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way.
Yeah, nobody looked good. Nobody emerged unscathed from that particular botch,
But as far as botches go, it wasn't that bad. It was just
but
shit happens.
It was really fucking noticeable.
I mean, it was noticeable as hell. It was definitely a you fucked up moment, but.
Credit to the audience though. Unlike SummerSlam, filled with obnoxious smirks, and
Yeah.
I think we were kind of one of them, especially during the Universal Belt unveil. We were totally on the crowd side for that.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how we react when we're actually at a live performance instead of just in the comfort of our own rooms.
But
he's like, would we still be smirked?
Are
we too polite?
I don't know. Again, the crowd did not say. You fucked up.
Yeah, it's just I can't do that. I can't be one of those. I can't. I mean, I guess the spirit of it is you're supposed to kind of you're supposed to.
Well, wrestling is just built off of crowd reaction. So.
Yeah, it's just that's the idea. Would it be as good, as entertaining without that?
Well,
but I just can't do it. I can't call out you fucked up. I can't be a douche.
But can you join in on a rendition of John Cena sucks?
I can do that. I mean, I don't actually think he sucks, but...
But, if everyone's, John Cena sucks!
But I can get in on that, it's you're supposed... There's certain stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like it's you got to play like the crowd plays with the wrestlers as much as the wrestler plays with the
Yeah.
crowd. So yeah, but I was expecting
Like if I think it's adding to
Yeah.
the whole atmosphere, yeah.
but I was honestly expecting a "you fucked up" chant during that particular spot, but the audience didn't. Like we're like it's like we can't say that. There are ladies in the room.
You fucked
But again, like
I mean, but if it was frickin' Eva Marie, you know it would.
oh
They'd be ready and willing.
oh
And Gable.
I don't
I need that shirt.
like they might as well have just had that
Yeah.
like have your pre-prepared recordings ready for when she inevitably botches or accidentally
Yeah.
kills another woman in the ring. But Naomi quickly recovered with again that neckbreaker powerbomb and also that fun little bit where she just splashed right into 5 women. Just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
yeah, like she was easily the most impressive woman in the 6-pack challenge,
Indeed.
which was a shame that she was the second woman to be eliminated. But then
And that the botch had to be including her.
yeah, of course. The rest of the match, unfortunately, wasn't nearly as impressive, and this is why we kind of harp on.
We were expecting it to get more progressively impressive,
But then
because of eliminating more people means that you have more orchestration between smaller number of people, which always just is better. But it really didn't. It was best in the beginning.
yeah, it was just the best, and then it just kind of petered out. Like they blew their load too early by eliminating easily the two best.
Yeah, well,
the two best workers there. But I'm glad. But in the end, the right woman won. The right woman won in that Becky Lynch.
She got her title.
She finally got her title, and good for her because she has improved leagues beyond when I saw her early.
Yeah, you can almost say she's most improved superstar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was good that Carmella. Like the only time Carmella ever got her chance to shine was to have her revenge against Nikki Bella and doing the doing
Making her heel was a good move.
Yeah, like doing the small package surprise pin and then getting over. So as far as the booking is, as far as like where these feuds can go, that was a great decision.
Yeah,
that was a great decision to make. Unfortunately, not much left to say about the match other than the right woman won in the grand scheme of things. And Naomi, Alexa Bliss, hopefully your spot in the card is going to go up.
Yeah, I've been rooting for you. I mean, I've been rooting for Alexa Bliss since NXT, all the way from the bad gimmick to the good one. I expect great things.
Yeah. This is where the night kind of got a little screwy, but this was not the WWE's fault. Apparently, Randy Orton was not medically cleared for his match with Bray Wyatt, and apparently, so they had to make the best out of a bad situation by just having Bray attack him behind stage and just walking off. So we weren't sure how that was going to progress, but again,
there hasn't been enough of those lately.
No,
like from from the Attitude Era, where it was like every single time you see a guy walking down a hallway, you were just waiting for the guy to jump out and hit him with a chair, or trip him, break his leg, something.
And in a weird way, that did bring me back the nostalgic fuzzies.
Yeah.
But this was not for any other reason other than to let's give a kayfabe reason why Randy Orton is not going to appear in this match, even though he did. But I felt like that was the best way they could have handled that difficult situation.
Yeah, and we have confirmed that the RKO can go beyond injuries.
Yes.
He doesn't need to be physically well to do it.
Yeah. But again, we'll get to that match. The next one is probably the snoozer on the card, even though the worst that this pay-per-view had to offer was miles beyond the worst that SummerSlam had to offer. Mm-hmm. But the Usos versus the Hype Bros.
Well, I mean, it was an Usos match.
Well, Usos turned heel.
What you gonna do?
Usos turned heel. Well, fucking finally. Now we're allowed to hate them, which kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit.
It really takes the fun out of it. I just plain hate them, and making them heel feels like it's like, well, I don't need your frickin' approval to hate the Usos. They're the Usos.
I mean, it's sort of like trying to turn John Cena heel at this point, just to appease the smarts of the audience. It's like,
no, they're better heels not being heels. honestly. Kind of, I guess that's kind of like the effect that Roman Reigns had. You know, he was the best heel while he's not a heel. He still is.
Mm-hmm.
While he's not a heel.
So like turning him heel is just the worst
Yeah.
thing you could do as far as like long-term planning and just how like there is such a thing as booking a heel who is a face. And Roman Reigns right now is being booked properly as a face who is a heel. Especially since there's no belt on him. But yeah, like it's a fairly nondescript match. Mojo Rawley spazzing out at the beginning of the match was nice and funny, and he did have a running tackle, which which me and Gabe decided to dub the double bear blast.
The double bear blast. Was it a modified double bear blast?
No. That was that is dictionary definition of a bear blast.
Yeah.
The only modification there is that it
was two people.
It was two people.
Yeah, Mojo Rawley is like limited moveset, definitely. But damn, is he entertaining! Like he's hilarious. He really is the man with too much energy.
As far as like what you would think that a big wrestler would behave, like the prototypical big wrestler, that's Mojo Rawley. And even though his personality is pretty shallow as the hype guy who stays hype, it's there. I mean, you can't say it's not. What do you got to say for yourself, Apollo Crews? I'm only saying this because I want you to get better.
It's like, let's not compare him to Mojo.
I mean, like Apollo Crews,
athleticism.
Like Apollo Crews is way better as a wrestler, but is he more memorable as a wrestler?
No, he really isn't. I think about Mojo more than I do him when I think about Mojo.
Because Mojo worms his way into your heart because you love the idea. Like you've gone on about this. You love the idea of a wrestler who is just the kid's definition of a wrestler.
Yeah, I love it. That's why I like Ryback. These guys are hilarious. They're just so over the top. Wrestling, it's like, how can you hate these people?
Like
I mean, what is there to hate?
When you're like 8 years old and you're building your create a wrestler mode, that's what you do.
And you look at the first frickin' vanilla,
create a character.
The generic character they give you, and you're like, I'll change the hair color. Done. He's gonna be good.
Yeah. The only other memorable moment in this, like really heat gaining a match was the really, I think, unintentional bad feint on your favorite wrestler, certainly. Zack Ryder's the Usos did that prototypical heel tag thing of like preventing the other guy from tagging in and just
cock block wrestling,
just laying on him for
now they're just heels who are just mediocre and annoying. Just not so much annoying because they're supposed to be that way. Now it's just there's nothing to enjoy. Nothing.
Now they're just setting their ways about how they. But like this constant and just grasping, like trying to keep him from tagging in, and then finally he does. But like he stumbles, he was about to go for the tag, but then he realized he's still too far from the edge of the ring. So now he has to kind of lurch his way over. Not lurch as in like the physical act of it, but lurch as in like the butler from Addams Family, and just fall over and then tag in. And then they just a bunch of running tackles, and then we end. We all knew what was going to happen with this match because how could it not? I mean, Usos are probably the hottest heel tag team on SmackDown right now. Yeah. Unfortunately for the Vaudevillains, who will not appear on this pay-per-view. We're still pulling for you.
I think they brought their old entrance back. Because last time I saw them on, was it SmackDown then? Because last time I saw them, it was black and white. They did that again.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they should keep it.
Yeah, there's hope for them yet. Next on the card was the most surprising match in terms of how, like, you didn't expect it to be good, but then you were surprised by how good it is. I mean, it wasn't, like, fantastic, but but it was a pretty solid, good match. It was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz for the IC title, and Miz is finally getting some like actual, honest to good traction as a real heel. Like I've always said, like he was the best booked heel working for the company at the moment, but like there wasn't really anything for him to do. Like there wasn't like he was just the cocky, just absolute sure of himself. Like I'm the best guy.
Overconfident, just completely.
Yeah, like but there wasn't much else to him.
Yeah.
So like now that he has this chip on his shoulder about like when Daniel Bryan calling him out for being a heel, now like he's starting to actually wrestle. I mean, he still wrestles like a heel.
He was more technical in this match.
Oh yeah,
pulling out the bow and arrow, stretch, and
like the match began honestly like an actual wrestling match, and he performed a slingshot. The only time, the second time tonight, a slingshot was performed that I actually liked. The slingshot from underneath the bottom rope, so that way he kind of chokes himself as he brings him up, which. You know what? It looks good. I mean, it's not any more believable than a traditional slingshot, but at least that looks like it hurts more than just propelling yourself into the turnbuckle. Including some nice holds. I love the bow and arrow hold into what I can only charitably describe as Dolph Ziggler trying to escape Earth's orbit with a slingshot where he just kind of flew way over the rope. Ziggler, you champ. Absolute champ. Not an
actual champ, but in spirit.
Mm-hmm. Including, this was really the match that I think, like, the promo with Daniel Bryan was what got him the initial interest from, like, oh, what the hell, The Miz? Like, The Miz is Miz is spitting hot fire. This was
Miz is so hot right now.
Yeah, this match is the one that actually cemented him as a main force heel, because he all throughout this match he was just mocking Daniel Bryan, including stealing some of his.
Like, yo, man, you're mocking your general manager.
Stealing some of his submission holds, including that wrapping the legs around and then stretching him out and then stomping him and then making fun of the yes movement. And it's like, in a lesser heel's hands, that would just feel forced. But here, you can believe it. You can absolutely believe that he is legit annoyed with his boss, and he is just trying to say, like, I am great, and I'm going to show you why I'm great. And these spots just continued to surprise us, and how like there were so many false finishes for an IC title match and a well-worked IC title match that it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And in truth, if it did go either way, it would have still been for the best. And the way the match ended was the correct way. Where Miz won thanks to Maurice macing the face that runs the place.
Macing the...
Ziggler
the face that got the mace.
For Ziggler.
Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like, if Miz won, it couldn't have been a clean win. Because then, all of a sudden, he would be too... Like, that would ruin the heelness of it. He had to win by some dirty measure. And in what dirtier way than having your woman win the match for you by just fucking macing him? And that was the best book decision. Probably.
Yeah, and you know what? Of all the times Ziggler always sells so hard, he didn't sell that mace. I felt very well. At least maybe initially.
Maybe, but
the camera didn't get all of it.
Unfortunately, no. But that was a great decision on WWE's part. It just keep the belt on the Miz, and when now
Miz and Maurice work great together.
Yeah, and keep it like this. Crank it up. This is working so well. Last thing I wanted to mention was just kind of a joke that occurred to me that where the Miz did the whole like putting the leg underneath the rope to break the hold, and then it occurred to me that why I find that so funny is because it reminds me of that Mad TV sketch Stewart, where he would just
boop,
It was like, stop! God!
Yeah, that's very funny.
And then it just kind of turned to me and Gabe just kind of just playing Tootsies with each other for a solid 2 minutes. Just trying to...
That should have been left out.
Nah,
Yeah.
we got to feed the shippers. The next match, unfortunately, was the one that kind of fell apart for WWE initially. That because of Randy Orton's injury, they had to book this angle where Bray just kind of destroys him from backstage and then waits him out on stage, and then he wins by a countout. So I guess that kind of opens up a lot of doors to say, like, why doesn't he do this all the goddamn time if he can emerge victorious?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Previously, actually, now that I think about it, maybe they should just make Dolph Ziggler a heel.
Nah.
I mean, at this point of how many times he's lost, doesn't, get
No.
frustrated?
I don't. Nobody liked Dolph Ziggler when he was a heel. So when he had the
I
face
never
turn,
saw him as a heel.
nobody liked him as a heel. But when he had that face turn with Alberto Del Rio, where they basically changed places, then
I
like
mean,
he's
what about a tag team like the Mizler? The Mizlers.
nah.
I mean, the Miz and Ziggler. Those are two names.
I think we're reaching at this
Okay.
point. I think we're reaching.
Right on to Bray Wyatt then.
Yeah, Ray.
Bray Wyatt versus not Randy Orton.
Not Randy Orton, and you're thinking, okay, all right, some shenanigans going on, but at least it gets heat on Bray, which he needs. And then all of a sudden, he says, but he will be involved in a no DQ, like no disqualifications match. It's like, whoa, no DQ. That's, it's been a while. Okay. And then all of a sudden, Kane's music pops in. Thinking, well,
that was really unexpected.
It's like, okay, so I guess we're just gonna have this match, and the match happens, and it wasn't bad. I mean, there was a table spot which I believe was supposed to be for the Randy Orton match.
Yeah.
But they just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it here.
Why not?
Yeah. So of course, Bray does a running senton splash onto Kane's body and crashes through the table, and it looks spectacular.
Yeah, and definitely looks painful for him.
Oh yeah, and he hides it well. I mean, he had that
Bray Wyatt, that is, tailbone busted or something. It felt like
it looked like he broke his ass on that senton splash, but on that running senton rather, but he worked through it, and unfortunately, this was not a Falls Count Anywhere match. He had to lumber the big guy back into the ring and tried to continue it, and then Randy Orton just comes back out. Obviously, he's lost the match, so he just says, "Well, if there's no DQ, I'll at least get one RKO in," and he does, and sets up Kane for the choke slam.
I love it because he's limping out, and then the camera pans, and it's just like you're looking at Bray, and it's like boom, he rockets into an RKO. It's like, oh wow,
and then slithers his way out,
and then
slithers his way.
Yeah.
That's I'm not quite sure if Randy Orton's injuries are still lingering from the Brock Lesnar.
I keep hating that match, or sorry, not hating, but that match gets less and less good to me as
it wasn't
time
a match.
Passes because it wasn't a match. It was just a beatdown, and I don't know. I mean, it's like is it really worth it?
They better be building him up for the mother of all.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're going to get to line up to eventually beat Brock Lesnar. Maybe Goldberg, but I don't know. They already tried that 12 years ago now.
I mean, I'm a pretty big Randy Orton fan. I'm more a Randy Orton fan than I'm a Lesnar fan, that's for sure.
So,
but I understand the importance of Lesnar's legacy so far, the Lesgacy or whatever. But
the Brockacy,
the Brockacy. Oh, that's good. The Brockacy.
the Brockacy foretells that when
the Brockacy starring Christopher. Yeah,
Christopher Brocken.
Christopher Brocken. Oh man, where are we going?
I like to F5.
I like to take you to Suplex City. It's where I've been.
Going to Suplex City. Going to take you downtown.
It's a place where God is not there for you. So where were we?
We were talking about
Just Lesnar. Yeah, Randy Orton. I don't know that match. Like they really they hyped it so much that you feel cheated for not getting an actual like match. But on the other hand, it's Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. And here in this and here, I feel like they kind of counted their eggs before they hatched. They thought like, oh yeah, Randy's going to be good for this fight. He says he's ready, but then doctor's okay, saying like, fuck, we booked this match. What are we going to do? So, they tried to make the best out of a good situation. The best out of a good situation. They tried to make the best out of a bad situation, and I can't imagine them doing better than what they had. I mean, Kane, good on Kane for taking that running senton on the table.
Yeah.
When he had really nothing to gain from it.
It was really kind of sucky hearing people shouting the "You can't wrestle" to Kane.
It's like he still could take great spots. He could still do great
choke.
like,
well, he's old as hell now. Like, what do you expect? I mean, he's doing pretty damn good for his age.
And size.
Yeah, and size. I mean, like, come on, big guys like that, they don't age in that business greatly. It's a hard what?
Or well at all.
Yeah, or at all. Like, seriously, come on, guys, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. That's just not cool. That's why I feel like sometimes in a live in an actual situation like that, I don't know how well I could be a part of the crowd. I just
sometimes you got to be.
Sometimes it's just
you just got to be the voice of dissent. Sometimes. But again, Randy Orton interferes. Kane picks up the win, and Bray. On one hand, this doesn't lessen this is pretty much a do-over for WWE to do this again sometime in the future when Randy can actually wrestle. So this is sort of like Etch-a-Sketch, let's start this over again. But again, this isn't this wasn't due to this wasn't due to WWE making the worst out of a good situation. Mm-hmm. This is WWE making the best out of a bad situation. So
yeah. So they pulled through. They pulled through.
Yeah. Penultimate match on the card: Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
And
so what the hell is with that? Having a tag team fight twice in a night? That's like supposed to be just not supposed to not happen.
Well, again, as far as
whenever it does, it's always against face. It's always the face that's having to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like for that story angle, Heath Slater had all the momentum behind him. Like the crowd is just like cheering their hearts out for Heath Slater and Rhino because they bought into Heath Slater's story so much that this match, which is by far like if you look at it from a technically proficient wrestling match, this might be even worse than say the Usos versus the Hype Bros as far as like tasty spots or as far as just in general in ring prowess. But the stakes were so personal and so
it was the jobber wins the day match.
Yeah, and it was like people bought into that story so much that they were on board from bell to bell. And like here's the thing: the beauty about this match, no matter how it ended, the right person would have won. Even though the right person won.
Yeah.
But like, if you were going to book the Usos as these villainous tag team, having them beat Heath Slater would have just been like nuclear meltdown.
Yeah, and it wouldn't end there for Heath Slater.
No, obviously not.
I mean, that's actually just being able to be in that match was coming a long way from where he was not even being drafted.
No.
So they could have actually taken that further.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was actually kind of surprised that they won.
Yeah, me too.
But then again, why did they have the Usos already, compete? That puts them in a face situation where they are
because 3 reasons. 1, anyone who matched up against them would have automatically been healed, no matter what, because Rhino, Rhino and Slater are so over that and because of the stakes on it, they needed a heel tag team, and then they realized, 2, they didn't really have a credible threat as far as the heel tag teams. What other heel tag team are they going to find at the penultimate one? The Ascension? No.
I ironically find myself like rooting for the Ascension, just because of just because of how job they are.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
I find it kind of hilarious
yeah.
when they.
yeah. So and in so in 3, you also have the also ultra over American Alpha.
Yeah.
Permitting.
God,
But
they're fucking good.
yeah, but you can't have them go against fucking Heath Slater. That's
No,
you
but
can't.
this is ridiculous.
So, like,
of course
there's-
they're gonna win.
So you can't have American Alpha
Yeah.
who would go over everyone in traditional
Yeah.
sense. So in traditional sense, so then you have to figure, okay, so how do we get it so that American Alpha goes over the Usos because that's what there should be, but they can't participate in the tournament.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to have the Usos just basically take them out of the competition, and then you just kind of have to finagle this situation. Well, we can't give the hype bros the chance to shine because they already lost to them.
Yeah.
So they said, all right, we'll take those two guys we'll take the Usos and the hype bros together, and then whoever wins that, then we'll
It was
face.
a little iffy. You're not supposed to, according to the rules, really have somebody compete twice like that.
But
It's
like
kind of
considering
very unconventional.
the unique situation,
But
considering the unique,
I mean, I'm not going to complain or anything. It's the fucking Usos.
yeah. So like it comes down to like American Alpha emerges from the tournament not having won the tag belts, but not without being buried,
Yeah.
which is important. The Usos now have new momentum as a heel,
Yeah.
as a heel force, which
Eh,
makes them less fun to boo against, but at the very least, at least they're being booked properly.
yeah. Just remember that they really are fuck boys.
And then you get Heath Slater and Rhino having won the day. They're the first tag team, and then the underdogs won. It was a nice moment. The crowd was just on their feet, just cheering for him. Like, this is great. Like they were chanting, "He's got kids."
We still don't know kayfabe, like if he really does or not. I haven't checked.
I'm pretty damn skippy that the segment where they go to his house and he's in a single wide trailer is
that he doesn't have.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't have it. And then what's the first thing he says when he's saying, "Okay,
Baby, we got enough. We're gonna get a double wide.
get a double wide," and then everyone's. It's like even when he wins, what he wins is just more crap.
Double wide. Double wide.
That was beautiful. That was
Yeah.
beautiful. But I'm worried that he's going to suffer from Charlie Brown syndrome. Like when he starts winning, he starts losing. So like he's lost for so long, and the reason why he got over was because he lost all the time. Ah, God.
Yeah, but we're gonna see what happens from there.
It's Mikey Whipwreck all over again.
It's very sad that a person has to lose in order to be, accepted. Mm-hmm. But
Because losing to win can only last so long. Because you need to win sometime, and when
but
you
I mean,
win, it just
hell,
goes-
it's me talking here.
Yeah. But anyway, but as far as the storyline is concerned, that capped off perfectly well. It's a simple underdog story winning the
Yeah.
day, and it
Well done.
and that was well done. Backlash. I know it's a pretty low bar to set, but considering how many times you've tripped over it for so many years, it's good for you to finally should probably step over this.
The epic of the everyman jobber.
It's the underdog won that day, and finally we get to the match that I believe could have been the match of the night, possibly. It's debatable because this was a match that kind of started off slow, but gained momentum as the match wore on. It was AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Championship, and immediately when you're coming off the heels of such a classic match between AJ Styles and John Cena.
Actual heel metaphor thing, not actual
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're coming off when you after that classic match, you can't really follow that up. We learned that during WrestleMania 25 after HBK and Undertaker's match, and then the rest of the pay-per-view just kind of like. And so from that perspective, it was kind of a slow-going match. But it was interesting to see that Ambrose, not exactly known for his actual wrestling ability,
I'm glad you said it.
or his ability to sell, starts selling and starts grappling with AJ Styles.
I mean, okay, let's be fair. He's not bad or anything like that. It's just he's not really doesn't stand out very much in his style of wrestling.
No,
You can almost say it's a Miz-like.
in a
It feels kind of safe.
in a very unspecific way.
I mean,
It's like a general morass of like that is what wrestling looks like.
yeah.
Fairly
As
textbook.
far as technical, it's just kind of average. It's very par for the course. I mean, he does. I shouldn't say safe. That's not.
It's
That's
textbook.
not accurate
It's
because he gets hit a lot. He can take punches and deliver them. You know.
Yeah.
He's good at hardcore. Okay, I got it. Here's the problem with Dean Ambrose. He's a hardcore wrestler in a business that no longer has hardcore matches.
you did
There's Dean Ambrose in a nutshell.
like he's a brawler who cut his teeth in CCW, and I mean there was a reason why his match with Jericho in Extreme Rules had tacks.
Yeah, he's a roughneck. That's what he does. He gets beat the shit out of, and in turn does so to others. That used to be a thing. It's not anymore. Not nearly as much. Now and then he gets to have his moments like with the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
But it's not. He has to be. He's the champion. He can't just come out for a match now and then that's hardcore. He's got to do these matches that are completely devoid of any kind of, no blood, no foreign objects, nothing. And I feel like that takes away from, his wrestling style. I mean, which is, I know, to quote Jim Cornette, hardcore matches are not a style of wrestling. It's just people beating each other over the head with objects as hard as they can. Fair point.
But there is still kind of a subtle artistry to it.
There is though. I mean,
there's a difference between Cactus Jack doing all those hardcore spots in Japan and seeing backyard wrestling where they break 1,000 light tubes over each other.
Yeah. I mean, there is a method to not hurting your opponent beyond the superficial too much. So
there is
it's sad to see. It's sad that he can't engage on that.
Yeah.
What he's good at. So
yeah, but like he's agile enough to at least cover up his deficiencies in like in basic. I don't want to say basic, but like he has the ability to overcome his deficiencies with at least some spots of flair.
And does seem to be able to mix well with any opponent.
Yeah.
And he mixes well with anybody's wrestling style, I think, also, which is good. He's able to sell anybody different kinds
he's a great worker.
Yeah.
He's a great worker in that. I think he's actually the best worker of the original
So he's
three.
pretty diverse.
Like,
it's just that he never really stands out for me, though.
So it's the notion of jack of all trades, master of none, but often better than a master of one. Because, look at Patrick Corbin. Look at Baron Corbin look at Baron Corbin for a master of one and see how much.
Yeah.
But the beginning of this match I loved because I love the fact that AJ Styles is sporting John Cena's armband like he scalped Cena and that's his trophy that he.
That's exactly what it is. It's great. It's really great.
Yeah, and I love the fact that.
Although I kind of wish that he had to like double wind it around his arm because of how big John Cena's biceps are or something.
Yeah.
Or he has to. I liked it when he was wearing it over his head because it's like, well, it's too big for my arm.
Yeah.
But it does fit.
It does fit his arm because it's it's an elastic material, so it's going to fit pretty much.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea.
Yeah, like he wears it around his head, kind of like a crown.
Yeah.
He wears it around a crown, but it's also like that means John Cena's arms are as big as AJ Styles' head. And as far as a chicken hawk heel.
Yeah,
that works extremely well, and that's what he is. He's as
a belt.
Yeah.
He's just like
this Looney Tunes chicken hawk. I'm a chicken hawk. What are you gonna put?
But AJ Styles. Well, we'll get to it.
And before the match starts, they kept hyping the belt as the most prestigious award in sports entertainment, which I think is their version of burying the Universal title.
The big red title.
And you're not going to hear any complaints from us. I mean, like Kevin Owens, glad you got the belt. Wish the belt looked better.
Yeah. But on the other hand, you're a heel, and that belt's a heat magnet. So have fun with that.
I love how you said it so. I love how you said it so dismissively. Like, have fun with that.
Work. You can make it work.
You have the ability to work to get that over.
Yes.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, and he can use the heat from it because he got a lot of "you deserve it." chance.
Yeah, even though
People really fucking like him, despite him being heel, and I'm one of those. Goddamn, I'm one of those.
oh yeah, oh. So like he has kind of a problem that you kind of want to have, but kind of don't want to have.
You respect him too much to
You like him
boo him. Sometimes
you like him too much to boo him.
Yeah.
Except when he's wrestling Sami Zayn.
Then you know exactly what
Then you
is just.
then you boo
Yeah.
you boo Kevin Owens. That's the only time you'll ever get booed.
You know the story.
Yeah. So the match begins fairly slowly, and the crowd is pretty divided over who they want to win. And as to be expected, because there's still a lot of people like Dean Ambrose, and to be fair, he's probably the best world champion that so far in 2016. I mean, keep in mind who are the people that were holding it: Seth Rollins for like 3 minutes,
Yeah.
Triple H, and Roman Reigns. So not exactly a high class, not well, except for Triple H, but outside of those instances, what can you really do about it? But as the match goes on, though, like it starts slowly working its way up. It's only when they go out of the ring, and they kind of take a journey through the audience and through outside of the ring, which was not a part, which we completely neglected when we were talking about the John Cena AJ Styles match, was that it was so contained. They never went out.
Yeah, that's.
It was so contained. They never once tried to like do something on the table, and they never tried to keep it within the apron.
Yeah,
like
there was no really. There was no disqualification problems. I mean, like this match was also, standard match rules.
Standard match rules, but like Ambrose being the face in the situation kept breaking the count, breaking the count by going back into the ring. And
he's working in a situation that works. He's in a situation that works against his style, but so of course he takes it out of the ring, and. He did say to AJ Styles that you out wrestled John Cena. You have to fight my style now. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, he takes it out of the ring, of course, because that's his style. So
and there was plenty of crispy spots all throughout the night. The drop toe hold to the rope clothesline, to really that's where Ambrose got to finally sell for something, and he sold fairly well.
He sold really well. That's why I say he's really diverse. He's really good at. Across the board, and damn, you know what? I wanted to give him some credit for SmackDown before this, leading up. He had a really, really good. He had a really good promo with AJ Styles, where he was just completely. His mic skills were at a maximum.
On point.
He was really on point. He was really good.
Yeah.
And he just sold the shit out of his fucking lines.
God, it was a nice, great build-up. And I'm thinking that, again, this is why this was the best booked match, probably the best booked match of the night. I mean, overall, as far as, fruitful seeds for later.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose mic skills, he doesn't get enough respect. He is fucking good.
Mm-hmm. And, not only that drop toe hold, there was a great tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, and followed by a face buster. Yeah. It was just... This is wrestling. You don't see Dean Ambrose wrestle, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with AJ Styles. He's bringing the wrestler out of Dean Ambrose. And there was nice moments where I thought there was never a moment where I felt like, oh, this is it. Oh, no. Because, even though, he kicked out of the 450 splash by AJ Styles, there was always that niggling notion of, well, he landed the 450 splash. No, that's not it. No, there's still more juice left in this match, and sure enough,
it's always got to be a finisher.
Uh-huh.
But it is hard to. Again, it's hard to see AJ Styles as a heel when he has such a huge moveset. When he is so.
And he's capable of doing so much.
So capable. Yeah, it is very hard. It's hard to boo a guy doing a 450 splash.
Yeah.
So
this is why you never see heel high flyers.
Yeah.
You don't. Even
but AJ Styles he's giving it everything he's got, and he's doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing really good.
And, he is, he's the chicken hawk heel persona that he has when outside of the mat is working for him so goddamn well.
And that accent, the southern accent kind of flair to it.
Yeah.
It just adds. It's so good.
So many layers to it. And it's not until that Dean Ambrose lands a slingshot off the apron into the post that I think the match really got into high gear.
Yeah.
And then people all of a sudden were just like they were fairly sedate.
Yeah, the this is awesome chance to commence. And...
Yeah, like the most awesome chance were when like where Ambrose threw AJ over the barricade and then landed kind of a flying forearm as he runs off the tables to, take care of him that way into the crowd. Like the audience always pops when you take a match on a journey.
Yeah, they were definitely having trouble deciding who to root for, who to boo. It was very. I mean, it's like we wanted to say split, but it really wasn't. I don't think it was really split. It was just everybody not really being able to make a decision.
Yeah, like as far as like he's like AJ is the obvious heel, but Dean isn't the obvious babyface.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very murky situation.
Yeah, and that's like from a booking perspective, how do you fix that? And I'll tell you how you fix that by having a dirty finish.
And I predicted it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going to be AJ Styles wins with a dirty finish, and of course that's how it happened. So
well, to be like AJ capitalized on a distracted ref by low blowing him and then doing the shooting star press, the Styles Clash, and then rolling him up for the 1, 2, 3.
I really hope we're not going to devolve into an ow my balls contest between the two.
No, but
this is 3 low blows in the matter of a week.
True, and then especially off of especially off of that Big E's balls spot in.
There's been I mean, it is wrestling,
yeah, but
so it's like
WWE is very ball centric these days.
Yeah,
and it's like Big E just drank his own ball water. Big E just drank his own ball water. What the fuck? But yeah, like the night ends with AJ Styles, the WWE World Champion, and he did it in the best way possible. I mean, like when you beat John Cena clean, and now he's also a character who doesn't mind low blowing to get his victory. How are you supposed to?
It's like the Triple H thing. I mean, except in this situation, Triple H can do a 450 splash.
Triple H can wrestle.
Yeah, but the idea is like he's competent and he's able to beat John Cena clean, and he still cheats, which makes him extremely difficult to beat. It makes him a huge obstacle for anyone.
Like he has no moral quandaries of cheating. He's good enough that he doesn't need to cheat, but he cheats anyway. So as far as
he's just a juggernaut.
Yeah, like he is. He's going to have that belt for a while.
Yeah. And
Dean Ambrose is in the perfect position to chase it again. Because whereas, like, when he got the belt, it was just for, like, revenge against Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, him winning the title was almost incidental.
And he did this without the club.
Yeah.
He's been without the club. If you add the club back in or something like that...
It kind of cheapened it a little bit.
It cheapens it. He's just huge. He is just fucking huge now. And I love it.
Me too. I was always an AJ Styles guy. I wasn't. The only reason why I wasn't on the AJ Styles hype train was because I knew WWE's penchant for, taking the guy who was somewhere else, coming in now and saying like, okay, we'll give him a little push and then we'll just bury him.
Well, that's a good reason to be on the hype train though, because you want to support these poor motherfucking souls who get treated that way.
Yeah, I mean, like you want to feasibly,
but like, you also don't want to be let down.
Yeah,
you don't want to get too connect. You don't want to get attached.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is the night ended the best way possible and the most fruitful way possible. And in that regard, this is a very, very good, very, very good pay-per-view. Not Battleground good. Very few pay-per-views are, but this is a very good pay-per-view. This is a solid second place.
Hell yes, definitely. I loved it. For that, just for what the decision making.
Yeah,
loved it.
Yeah, like everything. Like no, there's plenty of room for future matches from this. It really felt like since this was the first SmackDown pay-per-view that it should be one full of beginnings, and this felt like a pay-per-view full of beginnings, and that's how you want to book something like this. That's absolutely how you want to book something like this.
Yeah, you can pull the rug out from underneath this later.
Yeah, but this needed to.
This is very good. Very good establishment.
This needed to be foundation material, and well done WWE.
And AJ Styles deserves it.
Oh, he definitely deserves it. I can't wait
God,
for.
he deserves
I-
every. He does. I can see him being the guy with all the belts
Very much so. Very much so.
because not just the skill and being worthy of it. He can sell that so good. He can be that guy.
He could be it, and I'm glad that he's 39, so he's got a few good years left in him, and then he'll probably have to
Yeah.
hang up his boots sooner than later. But I'm glad he got a world title out of it.
Yeah.
He got his own world title, and that can never be erased unless he goes insane and kills his family.
Oh, where you? There goes Christmas.
Do you want to close it out? You have any closing thoughts?
Oh man, looking forward to No Mercy.
Ooh, No Mercy. I'm looking forward to SmackDown. Just
Looking forward to Raw and SmackDown. Actually.
Well, SmackDown.
SmackDown because of this, yes,
Yeah.
but yes, still Raw. Raw is still doing great. But SmackDown is definitely a contender now after seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
They did good in. They had some. Not all of their drafting was great,
But when consider
Usos. But some of it was amazing. AJ Styles is definitely. Man, I'm no longer worried. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown's doing good.
SmackDown, great booking decisions. Raw, you got something to learn about. You got the better roster, but your booking decisions have been fucking.
Yeah, crazy.
All right. So next one is Clash of Champions, rather. They kind of changed that name on us.
Clash of the Champions.
Clash of Champions. It used to be Night of Champions, but now it's Clash of Champions.
Night of the Titans.
Yeah, it's that's happening in 2 weeks on Raw. That'll feature the Raw.
Yeah.
The Raw roster, which I don't know. I sincerely do not know how that's going to break down because
Kevin Owens.
It's so nebulous. It's so nebulous right now because of that goddamn Finn Balor injury.
Yeah, that's true. But Kevin Owens is so good on the fly that I'm not worried.
Yeah, and let's see
I have faith.
Yeah, let's see what the momentum can. Let's see what kind of momentum that Seth Rollins can get as a face now.
If they stick with it.
If they stick with
it, yeah.
Yeah. So, but until 2 weeks from now, till next time.